Sefer Nashim. Hilchosav Chamesh, V'zehu Siduran. Okay, so there are 5 halacha sections, and this is their order. Hilchos Ishus, Hilchos Gerushin, Hilchos Yibum V'chalitza, Hilchos Nara Basula, Hilchos Sota. Right. Okay, so I'll translate those as we get to them. Hilchos Ishus, laws of marriage. I think that's the conventional translation for Ishus. I don't think it's womanhood, right? Marriage, I think. Yesh bichlan arba mitzvos, shte mitzvos aseh, ushte mitzvos lo aseh. There are 4 mitzvos, 2 positive, 2 negative. Zehu pratan, these are their details. Lisa isha b'ksuba v'kiddushin, to marry a woman with ksuba and kiddushin. Shalot tiba'el, oh, this one's different, I think. Shalot tiba'el isha b'lo ksuba v'kiddushin. That a woman should not be be'ilad, beified, however you want to say it.
Wait,
with
deified?
Beified, like bia, as in like you sort of bia, yeah. Without ksuba and kiddushin. So how did he say that in? Yeah. Yeah. Which one was that? Shinun hey, right? Yeah. Yeah. Shalotiye Kedushah. The he hanivelas below ksuba kiddushin. So he doesn't bring in the word Kedushah in the koseres, but
is that the pasuk, the lesson pasuk? Is Kedushah?
What pasuk does he quote? Lo tiye Kedushah mi b'nos Yisrael. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Our theories.
We're like the textbook case of confirmation bias. Right. Yeah. Okay. 2. Oh, sorry, I did that. 3. Shalot yimna she'er ksus v'ona, not to withhold the things that you're supposed to provide her for, right? How do they? She'er is like sustenance.
Yeah, that's one.
Garment and her conjugal rights. Dala lifros v'lirbos mimena, to be fruitful, multiply from her. I don't remember the from her. Did he say that in the minyan mitzvos? I skipped it.
Huh.
It is no. Oh, I'm looking in the los essays. That's why I can't find it. Say. Okay, yeah. I mean, presumably it has to be from her, but it is interesting that he ties it into that here, which seems to have halachic implications, right? I mean,
like you would
in this list, he frames them all in terms of her.
Right, but I'm saying that there is a halachic nafkamina.
Like, would you be Yotze if you did it with someone else?
Yeah, right. If you had a period review from someone who you're not married to, right.
Well, I guess the mitzvah blah there, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Or is there another case we can construe where this would happen? I mean, like, I wasn't thinking that far, but what's the? I'll just throw this out here because I've never looked into the sugya of pilegesh.
Okay, sure.
Like it's not. Is that? I don't even know whether that's with the ksuba and kiddushin. I mean, like, seems to be a different status than. No, I have no clue. Yeah, or like I know there are a bunch of shilas about like I don't know if these are like rishonik shilas or like I don't know if this is like the Rambam concerning a shaila, but let's say like questions of having kids before you convert and then you convert, or if she convert, like I can see like a bunch of cases where like
Cool.
I mean I guess those are just normal pru revu shelos, but the fact that it says be meta is like a little bit more complicating. Yeah. Okay. Hilchos Gerushin. Laws of divorce. Yesh bichlal and shtei mitzvos. There are 2 mitzvos. Achas mitzvos to say. V'hi she garish hamagarish b'sefer. That the divorcer should divorce with a document. I think document is probably the best translation there. Shnia shelo yachzir grushaso mishin nises. That he should not return his divorcee once she has been married, meaning that after she marries another guy, he can't have marry her again. Yeah. Hilchos yibum v'chalitza.
Wait, I know that law is different for Kohanim, right? Something's different about it.
Yeah, Kohen can't remarry he can't marry a divorcee at all, right?
Yeah, but I guess that's a bit of the Kohen. This is
right.
Yeah, you can't remarry someone.
Right. But is that the difference you were thinking of?
Probably. That makes sense.
We're on 3. Yeah. Okay. Good. All right. Yibum b'chalita, levirate marriage, and the shoeing. Yesh v'chlal and shalosh mitzvos, or de-shoeing, I should say, right? Chalita is yeah. Shtei mitzvos say v'achas mitzvos lo say. 2 positive, 1 negative. V'zehu pratan. These are the details. Liyabim, to levirate. Right. We can come up with a.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
So levirate, marry.
Leverify?
Yeah,
And
leviritrimony,
ever.
and lachalot, and to dishu. Did he use the same verb for that?
Liyavim ishes ab.
Okay, that's much more specific.
Lachalot's liyavim.
Yachlos what?
Lachalot's liyavim.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. All right. So it's more general here, more specific there. 3 shlotinasi yavam ish zar tasur rishus hayavam me'aleha. That the yavama, the widow of the deceased brother without children, should not marry a strange man, meaning a man other than her yavam, until she removes the rishus of the yavam from her. So that's just reference to chalitza, right? Removing the rishus of the yavam from her. It's not like he could just say you have rishus, right? Like I think chalitza has to do that.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
But what it says in here is Shlotinasa hayavama la'afer chutz miyavama.
Oh, so he doesn't give him an out there. In here, he gives him an out.
Wait, what?
In the one that you just read in the minyan mitzvos, you're saying he doesn't say like unless you have the rishus. He just says she may not marry someone other than the yavam. Then yeah.
Well, that's once you do chalitza, then he's not a yavam anymore.
I don't even know. Yeah, I don't know. Does he completely lose the status, or is he just is it considered a yavam that gave rishus? This makes it sound like he's just a yavam who gave rishus, right? Unless that's just talking historically.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, not sure.
Maybe like the dominion of the yavam, meaning he no longer is. Now that he's doing.
He's not a yavam, qua yavam.
Yeah.
Should we change this to a Rambam Bekius here?
Yes.
Oh no! All right, what did I say? All right, Hilchos Nara Basula.
If we can understand the first Mishneh in Yevamos on our first try. And
Yeah. Hilchos Nara Basula, the laws of the virgin maiden. Yesh bichlalan chamesh mitzvos, shalosh mitzvos aseh, ushnei mitzvos los aseh, 3 positive, 2 negative, zeh pratan. Lichnos hamafate, to knas, to impose a fine upon the seducer, I guess is the word. Right? She yisa ha'ones anusaso, that the rapist should marry his rape victim. Gimel shelo yigarish ha'ones, that he should not divorce, the onus should not divorce, meaning her. Dalet sheteshiv eishes moti shemra tachas ba'ala la'olam, that the wife of the slanderer should remain married to him forever. And 5 shelo yigarish moti shemra es ishto, that the moti shemra should not divorce his wife. Okay, yeah, sorry, I thought I just read the same thing twice. Yeah, and we explained all those the first time we read through it. All right, Hilchos Sota.
It's weird that there's the knas of the mafata as a mitzvah, but not the knas of the ones.
Is it expressed as a knas in the minyan mitzvos?
I don't know.
Rish Chaf.
Too many.
Rish Chaf. Whoa, went too far. Ladun b'mafate b'chamishim shechu im shar hadinav. So he spells out what the actual knas is for the mafate, and then where's the ones one?
It seems to not be a separate essay.
When you say the knas, okay, yeah, meaning only the fact that he has to marry her is the essay. Is that what you're saying?
He also has a knas.
Right, but I'm saying that that's not part of the essay. You're saying,
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay,
So what is that included then?
I don't know. I don't even know what the nature of the knas is. I'm not sure. All right, Hilchos Sota. Yesh bichlalan busha. Yesh bichlalan shalosh mitzvos achas mitzvos aseh ushtayim mitzvos los aseh. 1 positive, 2 negative. Zeh pratan lasos lasota ketoras haknaos hasadura b'Torah. This is one of these very, very, very general formulations. To do to the sota in accordance with the procedure of jealousies that is ordered in the Torah. I think that's how he said it in the
He said lasos
ketorasa. Yeah, he just didn't say Torah saknaos. Okay. Then is shalolitain shemen al korbana, not to put oil on her korban, and then shalolitain alav lavona, not to put frankincense on her korban.
Those are all the same level of specificity.
Yeah, I don't think it could be less, right?
I was saying the 3 of those are.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it is interesting that those last 2 are 2 separate ones.
Are those like? I thought it's usher to put anything extra on a korban.
No, I think it's the mincha usually has frankincense and shemen, and for her, since it's like animal, it's supposed to be like animal fodder.
Okay.
Then you withhold it to like show that she acted like an animal, or you're suspecting her for acting like an
But
animal.
you could put extra stuff. Like
It's not extra. I'm saying it's required for the other menachos.
Yeah, I'm saying let's say for another mincha.
Yeah.
Could you put something else that's not required?
I doubt it.
So why couldn't it just be included in the state? Like you could just say.
I think because there's a separate idea here. Is that like this is? I mean, this is what we're essentially doing is modifying the mincha, and like if you did modify, I mean, if you did this like a normal mincha, it would erase that idea.
Right. Okay.
Nimsu kol mitzvos hanichlolos b'sefer zeh shva esrei mehen tesha mitzvos aseh u'shmona mitzvos los aseh. So consequently, all of the mitzvos included in this book are 17. Of them, 9 aseh and 8 los aseh. We raised the question last time, but I just want to resuscitate it about like why does he have to count up the mitzvos in each book at the end? Like, he already accomplished his goal of listing all of the mitzvos at the beginning to show he didn't omit any. And there, it's actually fairly easy to see if he omitted it because you just look at the numbers. If you didn't skip any numbers and you got to 365 and 248, then you're good. Here, it's like you don't even accomplish that at the end of each book. It is interesting. I am finding a subjective experience, finding it interesting to see which of the books have like what the proportions are of assays and los assays. Like didn't we see for Zmanim that there's like a lot more assays, or was I imagining that? No, Ahava was entirely assays, right? Was it? Yeah, chassidei mitzvos assay, no mitzvos los assay. Zmanim was we need pie charts. Zmanim was 35 assay. 35 total mitzvos, 19 assay, and 16 los assay. Yeah, and then 3 mitzvos self-rim. Yeah. Okay. Are we done with that? Yeah, we're done with that. Sefer Kedushah. Okay, moving right along. Will we get further than Sefer Kedushah? All right. Hilchos av shalosh v'zehu siduran. There are 3 halakha sections. This is their order. Hilchos isurei bia, hilchos malchalos aseres, hilchos shchita. Hilchos isurei bia, laws of prohibited relations. Yesh bichlalan sheva ushloshim mitzvos. There's 37 mitzvos. Achas mitzvos aseh. V'sheish ushloshim mitzvos los aseh. Speaking of proportions, right? 36 los asehs and 1 aseh. Zeh pratan shlo level aha aim. I bet there are fancy English words for all of these, but we're not going to look them up. Yeah. Right. So not to have incest with one's mother. Second one, shalo level. I assume these are going to be all the same for the arayos. Oh, use the gili erva. Oh, that's interesting. So here he just puts it in terms of isuri bia, right? Which I feel. Both of them are euphemisms. Right. But gili erva, it's weird, right? Because gili erva is less. It's like bia is a greater euphemism than gili erva because there you're at least talking about the erva. In Gili Erva. But Erva itself is arguably a euphemism, right? Because Erva means like, I think Rapeza explained once that like when it's talking, I think when Paro is accusing Yosef's brothers of spying, it says, Ki Ervas Aretz Basim Liros. So it means like the vulnerable area. I got to check the Shirashim dictionary I have when I get home. I could check this at some point, but I'm not going to now.
Yeah, it's also not referring to the act. Like it's just basically saying like Giloy, like
right.
Not no.
Yeah, that's true. Right. Okay. The shlo level aim shlo level all ashes of not to have relations with your father's wife. Gimel shlo level achos not to have relations with your sister.
This is different than the last thing.
Yeah. Oh, because livel. Yeah. That's when see Be'ila is interesting because Be'ila I always think of in the context of marriage, like bilos, like. But I suppose it could mean like it could just be from the origin of like dominating,
Yeah, well, I'm noting that the two that had level and not Ela are parents, parent-related things.
Yeah, we'll see if that holds up.
Yeah.
4 shelo livel bas ashes av, not to have relations with the daughter of your father's wife. 5 shelo livel bas haben, not to have relations with your son's daughter. Then 6 shelo livel bas, not to have relations with the daughter. So that one I know it's not going up in the family tree, but that one is like the one level down. We don't just to note that we use be'ila there, not bia. 7 shalolivel bas habas. That's a weird sequencing, right? That he puts bas in between bas haben and bas habas.
Yeah, that is weird.
Right. Well, I guess bas habas would be a derivative of bas.
Bas habas is derivative of bas.
So yeah,
No. Don't we
Well,
derive bas
No,
from?
I'm
Yeah.
saying
Oh,
in terms
yeah.
of that,
In
it's
minyan
sema,
mitzvos,
but in terms of
bas
conceptually,
is-
it's a derivative.
Conceptually, which one? Sorry, say which one
yeah,
again?
Conceptually, bas habas is a derivative of bas because
Right, because it's one
it's
further.
away.
Yeah.
I thought
Right.
those were all derabanans, all the grand.
No.
First.
Whoopsies.
Rats.
What were you saying? I'm gonna say Isaac in the minyan mitzvos. It's the same order.
No, the minyan is different.
Oh, it's different. Yeah, yeah. Right there he goes. Bas haben and then bas habas and then bas. Yeah. That one at least like you can say it makes sense because it's because you infer bas from the other two. Did he talk about that there? Didn't he talk about it in the minyan mitzvos?
Just from deduction.
Yeah, but did he say who's the deduction from? Mibnei she'asar bas habas. Yeah,
Yeah.
like you said. Yeah, shasak min bas.
Right. So then you have to say if you want to just have an order of them, you have to have bas first.
You have to
Because-
bas before. You mean bas habas before bas?
No,
Oh.
bas before bas because
If you're concerned.
then if you have a conceptual order,
Uh-huh.
then that's
Right.
I wonder if this can tell us something about what the minyan is doing as opposed to this.
Yeah.
Let's construct a whole theory based just on that now. Yeah. I mean, this is the first time I think in our Mishneh Sefer exploration we've seen things that have to do with derivations. I mean, because you don't usually have derivations in the ordering of or in the actual mitzvos. Yeah. And by the way, when I was glancing back at the minyan mitzvos, that was not only did he say the derivation, but he says that we what was the lashon that we noted that last time. That was interesting. He says that, especially given the whole, not counting derivations.
right?
Yeah, that's Taryag. Let that one slide. Okay. You got a freebie. 10. Shalolisa isha ubas bita. Not to. Did I skip one? I skipped 2. Okay. Or up to 8. Okay. Shalol lisa isha ubita. Not to marry a woman and her daughter.
So now we're on to a new verb.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, is it?
That's actually like Kedushah.
Oh, really? You only violate when you do
I
Kedushah?
mean, I don't know how it's structured, but there's Kedushah involved in this.
Well, certainly there has to be Kedushin involved for
yeah,
the
I'm saying-
wife.
Yeah, I'm saying
Right.
that this is not like and I don't know how the halacha itself is structured.
Right,
But I'm saying
because-
this is here. It's the Lisa Isha that's creating this issue.
Mhm.
Right. I mean, it's not doing the act with 2 people at once. Like,
No, not at once. No, but in other words,
Right, that's-
if you can't marry the Kedushin with your daughter is not even tofes, right?
I
Yeah,
guess.
probably. not.
Right. So it's like you have to be married to this woman and then have bio with her daughter.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I assume so. Although it could be trying to do Kedusha. I doubt it.
Yeah. I've never actually. It's been a while since I've learned through these halachos, even Bekius wise.
Yeah.
All right. 11 shalolivel achos av. All right. So we're back to. Did I skip another? Yeah, I skipped. Test again. Shalolisa isha ubas bana. Not to marry a
Real
woman.
impression against that one.
Was it? Yeah. A woman and the daughter of her son. Yeah. Okay. I'm just trying. Every time I say this, I gotta slow down and picture in my head. When I taught this last year around this time, that's weird. And I drew stick figures over the entire board and we named them all so we could talk about the different. Yeah, I'll see if I can dig up the picture. It was a wonderful picture. Okay, then 10. No, 10. Did I get it right this time?
Yeah.
Shlo Lisa Isha Ubas Bita.
Yeah. So it was Bas. It was daughter, granddaughter through son, granddaughter through daughter.
11 Shlolivel. Now we're back to Lashon Be'ila, right? Livel Achos Av. your father's sister. 12.
So my theory about level versus livol is out.
Because this is up on the family tree.
Yeah.
I thought you were making a different point. I thought you were talking about like in the whole Shorushim and branches model of like how you are an offshoot of your mother and father, but I guess that doesn't work for the Ashes Av because she's not necessarily your mother. But you might still use the Lashon because it's from the branch.
Yeah.
But like the aunt is not from the branch. She's different branch.
Well, no, it could be that it's a question of who you're like slighting. So like you're slighting your parents.
I see.
Whether it's the wife or the aunt.
Right. And so, but we're saying not the aunt though, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I got another person I can ask about this is Avigail Lev, because I know in Amudim she made a chart of all the arayos. It was like that, it took up an entire wall. So I think she spent a lot of time on this. And so I'll ask.
Dating Deutsch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll ask if she came up with the theory of the lashon he used. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I guess the only two that were lava were your mother and your father, insofar as he has this like which is his wife.
Right. Well, it'll be interesting to see what he uses when we get to father himself, himself, right? Because that Rambam holds is one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, the suspense. Okay, let's go. Where are we up to now? Where are we at? 12? Yeah, 12, right? Shlo livol achos ein. Okay, so your mother's sister. Shlo livol eshes achi ha'av. The wife of your father's brother, right? Yeah. Your aunt through marriage. Yeah. Shelo livol eshes haben, the wife of your son. 15. Shelo livol eshes ach, the wife of your brother. 16. Shelo livol achos ishto, the sister of your mother. 17. Sorry, yeah, sister of your wife. Yeah. Wait, is sister of mother?
Yeah,
was that covered? Okay, yeah, we did. Yeah, you're right. That was a couple ago. Okay.
Yeah.
17.
There's like weird, like I feel like it could like totally be like missing like this like there's like glaring holes in this.
Well, there's the famous glaring missing one, right?
Niece.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just noticed that.
Niece and uncle.
Yeah, I was thinking like.
Yeah, and that's like encouraged by Chazal, I think.
Yeah.
But not in this society, but yeah.
Yeah, but aunt is
also like anything else. Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
Is what?
It's a koseres, I think.
It's your car.
Yeah. 17. Shlo lishkav im behema. So now shokev we can understand, right? Like that's we can understand why it changes verbs there, you know.
Why isn't it shlo lisa behema?
Yeah, and then 18 shlo tavi isha behema aleha. There it used the separate. I remember that in the minyan mitzvos it used the shlo riva, right? Like it used the more. Oh no, it didn't. Oh, the pasuk used it. That's why I remember it there. But yeah, but the pasuk is the same. Sorry, the formulation is the same. Then 18, I just read that. 19, shlo lishkav im zachar. 20, shlo legalos ervas av. Okay, so that is the one with the father, and that's gilui erva. Is this the first time he's used gilui erva? Yeah, right?
Well, didn't he say that was? Which one was it?
And then same thing for the next one. Shlo legalos ervas achi av. Uncle, father and uncle are the same one. So that throws a wrench in, or it doesn't actually throw a wrench in theory, but forces a. So what we only have now 2 bias, then lots of beilas and lisas, and and then the shchivas are the only one we could fully understand, right?
Well, I can understand why this isn't like be'ilah.
Yeah, right. Right, but why now resurrect Gilui Erva as the lashon when that was like the standard lashon in the minyan and mitzvos?
Yeah.
Also, there's the fact that like, I mean, this is not a big question on the Rambam, but like, we call them arayos, and that arayos is the same lashon of Erva. It's just the plural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the question?
So my question is just like that. It makes sense that it's a natural lashon for all of them. You know.
Yeah, there's, so I guess so the verbs that we have are ba'al, Lisa, Shchiva, and now Gilei Arba, right?
What do you call it? By the way, after I stopped recording, I did an analysis what my resistance is. I'll tell you what the resistance is. Yeah, it's a good one. It's a juicy one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
To elaborate on my question from before about arayos, either you can use arayos for the standard lashon for all of them, or once you're going to specifics, then don't then go back to the generic term just for two of them. Like,
well, unless like maybe, I mean, this is maybe bringing out my repression, but maybe these are specifically like repulsive or whatever for some reason. So he's using more of a euphemism.
Hold on a second. Is this not speaking?
So he's like further euphemizing it.
That could be. Yeah, it is interesting to note also. I don't know what the Rambam holds about this, or I don't know if there's a way to know, but like, you know, what's the possible first instance of violating which number are we up to? Of number 20 in Torah. Yeah.
No.
Noach, right? And it does use lashon of ervas avihem ra'ah. I forgot what the yeah.
This probably is nothing, but
if only we had a way to look it up. Yeah.
This probably is nothing, but he says Salon Lishab in Zakor. Then he says Salon Galas Airbus Atzmel, and then Salon Galas Airbus Achia Atzmel.
Yeah. Oh, so it is noteworthy then that it does not use shchiva by these two.
I mean, all of those are Airbus Galas Gilui Erva.
But Zachar though is not though, right?
Yes, Lishab in. And
Behem is also not.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's why Zeb's theory so far makes the most sense, that it's even more unnatural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bayar Ham Avi Kanan es Ervas Aviv.
Aviv, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they cover it, which is the opposite of Gilui. Yeah. Yeah, thanks.
Cool.
Right? Yeah, right. That it was either sodomy or castration.
I think I don't know how, in what way this is structurally related to this Isser, but pretty sure there's Isser of seeing your father's erva specifically, even if like nothing happened.
Not according to the Rambam.
That might be.
I'm not saying it's. I'm not saying it's
yeah. Yeah.
I'm saying I think that.
Really? Even according to the Rambam? All right. If you find it, let me know, because I
think that there's like a thing that like what was it? That's why you can't like go to the bathhouse together.
Yeah, because I thought. I'm aware of the bathhouse thing, but I didn't know it was specifically like I think
it's because of seeing his erva. I don't know. I don't know what that.
Yeah.
Where that's codified or what that
is
structurally, but I wonder if that's part of the formulation.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe. No. I don't know. Yeah. Interesting theory.
I'm not convinced either.
I hear. Just throwing it out. 22 shlo livo ashes ish. I feel like that's the most appropriate for Be'ilah, lashon Be'ilah. 23 shlo livo nida. Okay, I can see that also.
Even more.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I guess so. 24 shlo lihischatin. Not even Lisa, right? Lihischatin bagoim. I never actually thought about the difference between I guess nisuin is one we use for halacha, but like for the goyim, it's lihischatin. It's just I just never noticed that it uses two different verbs for marrying. I mean, obviously it's also you can't actually marry goyim, but like
maybe that's the thing. It's like. Well, yeah. What would you call that?
Yeah, enter into wedlock.
Yeah.
Into what do they call the what do they call it? Like when, like common law, like a common law spouse. Right. 25. Shlo yavo Ammoni u'Moavi b'kahal. So the Ammonite and Moabite cannot enter into the congregation, meaning through marriage to a native Jew forever. Right. And this is male Ammonite and male Moabite. 26. Shlo laharchik dor shlishi mitri milavo b'kahal. Not to distance the third generation of an Egyptian from coming into the kahal. 27. Shlo laharchik dor shlishi adomi milavo b'kahal. Not to distance a third generation Edomite from coming into the nation.
It is weird. You would think after, I mean, like it's just in general, it's weird that like you would think after someone became a ger, they would like lose all their previous like status.
Right? Didn't we talk about this though?
Did we?
Yeah. That there's two kahals. There's the kahal of mitzvos, and then there's the kahal of arayos or of ishus.
Okay.
Yeah, and that like one of the nafkaminas is that when you have a ger tzedek or someone who is claims to be a Jew and is noheg like a Jew, and so then you don't suspect that their gerus is like illegitimate for anything like minyan or shchita or whatever until they get married, and then you have to get raya. So you have to bring either edim or star. It's a completely like separate system. And also another thing is, this is all from Rabbi Zucker Shir that I was exposed to the sources, but I'm trying to remember the other things that. Well, first of all, I mean, this is one that is like. You could say that this is a good point, or this is like a klutz, like a klutz kasha type thing. Clearly, they don't lose their status, because then you wouldn't be able to have any mitzvos of the Hakim ger and like all the mitzvos specifying ger. So they're not equal to everyone, or like not that you shouldn't appoint them over, like as a king or positions of straw. Yeah. There's also a weird one that you need a separate ribui to add them into chiyuv in all the mitzvos.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was a good year. I got to go back through it at some point. A long time ago, yeah.
I'm noting that this is actually marriage, I think, not bia.
Right. I mean, but you can't actually. Well, it is bia, but it's bia derech chasnus.
Well, I think 29 is gonna shed light on that. 29. Yeah. Okay.
25 is shlo yavo Ammoni u'Moavi b'kahal. Wait, did we just read these? Wait.
We did that one.
Oh, we did. Yeah, we did. Where are we up to now?
28.
Wait. Sorry, Isaac. I was thinking that you're talking about a different one. Which one were you talking about when you said it's actually marriage?
29 is going to shut that. But we're.
What's the it? Oh, it's 28. No. What's
on the point that I'm saying about Carl?
About Carl. Okay. I for some reason I thought we were talking about 24.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. I just forgot that we read ahead. Shlo, so we're up to Shlo laharchik dor shlishi adomi milav b'kahal. Side point on this one. I was in my Parsha explorations of this week's Parsha, this past Shabbos. I got involved slightly in the issue of at what point did Christians start to be referred to as Edom? Because it really is not Esau. Esau is Edom.
Right.
So at a certain point, like, how did that transition happen? And
Rome was.
Yeah, but Rome didn't come from Esau. That's the problem, though.
So that's the question. Why are the Romans called Edom?
Yeah, Romans, and also, I mean, I believe that we sometimes even refer to the Muslims as.
Really?
I mean, I know we typically refer to them as Bnei Ishmael, right? But yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, but Rome.
Right.
Yeah,
So
but it's a question whether it's Iker Rome or like Christians, because
Oh.
all these things come up in the Mefarshim and Daniel. I mean, like that's where when we were talking about all these things.
But wasn't Rome Edom before it was Christian?
Yeah,
Gemara
I don't know, but I'm not sure because the Gemara was written after that, though.
Oh, but
Right?
I thought
Or when did Rome become Christian?
I don't know.
I think around like
Second century.
it started earlier.
I thought so
Yeah.
also. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Not sure. Okay, all right. 28 is shlo yavo mamzer bakahal. Okay, so the mamzer shouldn't come into the congregation. 29 shlo yavo cerise bakahal.
Yeah. So from that, I assume.
Yeah, that's marriage. Yeah, right.
So,
But cerise doesn't mean like a complete cerise, like So it's not excluding bia, if that's what the line of thinking you're saying.
yeah, that was.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because it could even be like damaged or whatever. All right, 30 shlo lasaris zachar. Afilu behema chayv. That was the same, right? Not to castrate a male, whether a domesticated wild animal or bird. 31 shlo yisa. By the way, a side point here. It is interesting that halacha is in Hilchos Isuri Bia, right?
Yeah.
Well, I guess you do have other. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I like it makes sense because it's dealing with like, Bia, but like in a way, but it's just I could easily envision that being somewhere else.
Right.
Yeah, something about being a Kohen. Yeah.
All right, or Avodah Zarah, like maybe that's why they did it, or like I don't know.
Nashim.
Yeah. 31 Shlo Yisa Kohen Gadol Almana. This is also another interesting difference because we had all the Kohen stuff before in the minyan mitzvos because we were dealing with Kahuna stuff, didn't we?
Yeah.
So Kohen Gadol should not marry an almana, a widow. 32 Shlo Livol Kohen Gadol Almana Afilu Below Nisuin. That was one that we found out, right? That he shouldn't have via with a almana even without nisuin.
So that the
Two different lashonos.
Lamed Aleph could definitely have been in Nashim.
Lamed Aleph could have been in Nashim, right? Because it's marriage. Yeah, that's true. Interesting. He says Yisa there. Actually, it makes sense because the Be'ila is not the same as Yisa. All right, then Lamed Gimel Sheyisa Kohen Gadol Basulan B'na Arusa.
This is the essay.
Yes, that he should marry a basula in her youth. 34.
It's an essay that actually just sounds like a Losa essay almost.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. That's why we're not talking about it on YouTube. 34. Shelo Yisa Kohen Grusha. The Kohen should not marry a divorcee. 35. Shelo Yisa Zona. They should not marry a Zona. Which did we say? Was that the same lashon in the minyan mitzvos? Shelo Yika Kohen Zona. Yeah. All right. Then 36 Shelo Yisa Halala. Do we have a good translation for halala other than like some offspring of a union of a invalid kahuna thing? All right.
Kohen mom's Kohen.
Yeah, something like that, right? That was descriptive. Yeah. 37 Shelo Yikrav Adam La'achas Mikol Arayos. So the person should not come close to any of the Arayos. Yafal Pi Shelo Baal, even though he did not have actual bia. How did he say that in the? Do you remember my mnemonic for this one?
No.
Harry Potter?
No.
Snugging. Snug, right? Shelo Yikra Likrav Laras Bidvarim HaMavim Lidei Gilui Era Kagon. Yeah, that's right. He listed Kagon Chibuk Nishuk Remiza Ukvita. That was the jumping, right? Yeah. Shnemer El Kosher Basar Lasik Vilagos Erel Mipiyosh Mulam Nishazo Ashar Lakriva HaMavim Lidei Gilui Era. That was a long one. That whole thing. All right. Can we do this? Yes, we can, right? Boom. Yesh Bichlal Shmona Esri mitzvos. There are 28 mitzvos. Arba mitzvos aseh, arba mitzvos lo aseh. 4 positive, the rest negative. Who's zeu pratan? Leave dog, b'simana behema v'chaya lahavdil bein tamei Torah. Checking or examining the signs of the domesticated and wild animals to separate between the impure and the pure. 2, leave dog b'simana ha'of lahavdil bein hatamei l'tahor. We have the same problem there, right? To check the signs of the bird to differentiate between the tamei and the tahor, but mi de oraisa. There's just a list, right? But this seems to imply though that the simanim that the Rabbanim came up with were identifying the Doraisa simanim. It's just that the Torah doesn't provide a list. Doesn't provide simanim.
It's like, can you spot this guy?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Gimel livdok b'simanei chagavim l'havdi ben tamei l'tahor, to check the signs of the grasshoppers to differentiate between the impure and the pure. 4, livdog b'simanei hadagim l'havdi ben tamei l'tahor, fish. 5, shlo lechol behema v'chaya tmea, not to eat behema and chaya that are impure. 6, shlo lechol of tameh, not to eat a non-kosher bird. 7, shlo lechol dagim tmea, not to eat non-kosher fish. 8, shlo lechol sheret ta'of, not to eat swarming flying things. 9, did I say 6? Maybe I just said 6. 8. 9 is shelo lechol sheret haaretz, not to eat a swarming thing of the earth. 10, shelo lechol remes haaretz, not to eat a creepy thingy of the earth. We read the list last time about what the difference was, and I don't remember. Good thing there's not a mitzvah to know it. 11, shelo lechol tolas haperes kishetetze laaretz, not to eat fruit worms, right, or maggots in fruit, worms in fruit, when they emerge. Laaretz. I don't think he said that in the last one. Kuf ayin ches. Yeah, he said kashetete la'avir. There you go. Yeah. 10. No, I did that. Did I do that? Yeah, we're at 12. Shlo lechol sheretz hamayim, not to eat swarming things of the waters. 13. Shlo lechol nevela, not to eat carrion, right? That's how they translate
Yeah,
it.
that's
14.
what they-
Shlo lehanas b'shor haniskal, not to derive benefit from the stoned ox. 15. Shlo lechol
There's
treifa.
something weird in the name mitzvos about that, right?
Yes.
Like alpha peas.
Yes, yeah. Kufeches, kafich.
Yeah.
Shlo
Oh, even if it was
lechol.
done with shechita or something.
Oh, he doesn't say here.
Oh, really? Maybe it was the Sefer mitzvos.
Maybe it was a zera mitzvos.
Yeah, like even if it gets shechita, it's still.
Yeah. Yeah, because that was your question about you can't eat it if it's stoned to death,
Did I-
right? Yeah, and that's what he brought in the answer of
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's
shechita.
if you yeah, shechita. All right, 15 shlo lechol treifa, not to eat a you had a good I know torn, but didn't you have a good translation? Ruptured. I don't know. Whatever.
It's meat that didn't go through the proper channels.
Or there were too many
Oh.
channels that are yeah.
No, I remember him saying you were saying something.
Yeah.
I
Uh,
read them all, but I don't recall saying it's the
Yeah.
same company.
Yeah.
16 shlo lechol aver min achai, not to eat a limb from a living animal. 17 shlo lechol dam, not to eat blood. 18 shlo lechol chelev behemoth tahora, not to eat the kidney fat of a kosher domesticated animal. 19 shlo lechol gid hanashe, not to eat the sciatic nerve. 20 shlo lechol basar b'chalav, not to eat milk and meat with meat. Sorry, meat with milk. 21 shlo levashlo, not to cook it. 22 shlo lechol lechem tevuah chadash, not to eat bread from new grain. Was that? Did he say bread in?
Whatever, the preface.
Yeah, he did say pas tevuah chadash kodem pesach. He just didn't say lechem. Malvin would ask why pas and not lechem. All right. Where are we now?
As a case, yeah, we can.
23 shlo lechol kali min hachadash, not to eat the. I always forgot the
Wet?
kali and the caramel. Yeah, wet.
Oh wait. Or is caramel? No, what is caramel is dry.
It's both of them. Shlo lechol
Yeah.
caramel min hachadash, not to eat both of them. Yeah. 25 shlo lechol orla, not to eat fruit from the first 3 years of the tree's growth. 26 shlo lechol kilei hakerem, not to eat mixed vineyard species, which is not in Hilchos Kilayim. I shall have you know.
That's weird.
Yeah. That is weird. 27. I said that as if I had noticed it all the time, but I'm just noticing this now. 27 shlo lechol tevel, not to eat untithed produce. 28 shlo lishta, which not eating tevel, you could easily see that being in like the halachos of in Sefer Zrayim, right? In whatever section would be probably Matnos Kahuna, I guess. Kufches shlo lishtos yain nesach, not to drink yain nesach, which again you could see that being in Hilchos Avodah Zarah. And you can't just say, well, he puts it here because it's Isra Achila, because chametz, right? I mean, it's not like he puts all Isra Achila here.
Well, it could be a chametz, just has a lot of different proteins. So.
Right, but he could put that one here in the same way as like yain nesach is just is a one form of takrovis of Avodah Zarah also.
Right.
And yeah, I hear.
Yeah.
Hilchos shchita. Yesh bichlal chamesh mitzvos, shalosh mitzvos aseh, ushtayim mitzvos lo aseh. 3 positive, 2 negative. Zehu pratan lishchot arkach yochal. What if you don't eat it? You're still doing the mitzvah. But it means that you what was that?
You were partial the essay.
Right, shecht and then eat it. 2 shlo lishchot osov espeno b'yom echad, not to shecht it and its child on one day, on the same day, meaning. 3 lachasos dam chayav oaf. That was our other busha moment, right? Realizing that you don't do it on behema.
Right.
Yeah, kisei dam is only on chaya and oaf. 4 shlo likacha ema halbanim, not to take the mother from over her young. 5 shaleach ha'em im lakacha al habanim, to send away the mother if you take her over the banim. I think there's a machlokas rishonim there, but whether it's a mitzvah to only do it if you're taking her or the eggs, whereas like I think there are either there's another shita rishonim or it's a misconception that there's a mitzvah to just chase away the mother bird anyway or something like that like you don't have to take the thing. I don't know. Nimtzu kol mitzvos hanichlal b'sefer zeh shiv'im mehen shmona mitzvos aseh ushtayim v'shishim mitzvos lo aseh. So all the mitzvos in this book are 70. It's a nice round number, and of them, yeah. Shmona mitzvos aseh, only 8. Wow. and 62 los essays.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel like this illustrates like what Kedushah means. Like, Kedushah is not it's not like just like from the structures that are in the Sefer Kedushah, you can see that Kedushah is not like I'd say creating a positive thing in a certain sense. Like these are all like all those things are like a removal from a certain sort of like physicality, I think. And even like the essays are most of them were another form of that.
Yeah, right, in relation to the negative, yeah.
Yeah, like I'll say Badika, which is half the essays. Like those are all for the purpose of the
and he did allude to that in the Chalokas Asfarim in the book definitions when he said that it is Echlabo mitzvos shel bios asuros mitzvos shel malchas machalas asuros lefish b'shnei inyanim ha'elu kiddushanu hamakom v'hidilanu min ha'umos. Right, that this is Kedusha in the sense of God sanctifying us and separating us from the nations. So, for example, it's not like, for example, Asher Kiddushanu b'mitzvosav v'tzivanu lahaniach tefillin. That's like a positive type of Kedusha, right?
Yeah.
This is like the negative of removing us from the ways that they relate to their appetitive tribes.
Yeah.
But it is interesting, as I was mentioning, that like we use the words like Kedusha. He calls this.
Yeah.
Kedusha.
Right. Yeah, because you could conceivably have said that the institution of Ishus is an institution of Kedusha,
You're doing Kedusha.
You're doing Kedushin, yeah. In Kedushin, Kadol Kedushin. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's a good point. All right, let's stop for here for today.
Thank you.
Yeah.